Hello and welcome back to Ejector Productions. We all have our favorites and least favorites. So today I will be ranking all my roller coasters from favorite to least favorite in 3. This is part 2 of a 2-part series. This part 2, contains numbers 25 to 1. So without further ado, let's get going. By the way, the link to part 1 is in the description. So coming in at number 25 is Manta at SeaWorld San Diego. This is a really fun mock multi-launch. I like the splashes at the bottom of the valleys. It's really intense. So the first launch is really punchy. And then you go into some really fun twists and turns. I like the pre-show. It's a really good, fun pre-show. And then you go into some twists and turns. And then you go into breaks, which is the only buzzkill of the ride. And then you go into a second launch into even more intense twists and turns with a little bit of airtime pops in there. So it's a great ride. I give this a 7 out of 10 ultimately, and it's worthy of my number 25 spot. So coming in at number 24 is Emperor at SeaWorld San Diego. So this is a forceless spin and dive. I almost put Manta over this, but the reason this holds out is because it has inversions and a great drop. So yeah, when people talk about the bean and rattle, for some reason they don't include Emperor, and I didn't find any rattle on Emperor. It's a really fun ride. I like it. It's really good. Well, it's a really fun ride, but not good. Yeah. So when you go down the first drop, it's like one of my favorite first drops of all time. Perhaps I'd say my second favorite drop of all time, behind Hang Time's drop with the ejector in the back left. So yeah, and then you go down the drop into a forceless Immelman, into a forceless inverted turnaround, into a forceless corkscrew, into a forceless corkscrew, into a forceless turn into the brakes. So everything but the drop is forceless on Empire. So coming in at number 23 is El Loco at the Las Vegas Adventure Dome in Las Vegas, Nevada. So this all about the thing of having a coaster on the strip. So stupid. But anyway, let's talk about the actual ride experience. So this is my first indoor roller coaster. And yeah, it goes down a 90-degree drop, and then it goes into like a janky turnaround, then into some really good hang time filled inversions. Eventually at the end, there's a 270-degree split roll, I think it's called. So many weird names for inversions. Someone had to have just made them all up. Anyway, yeah, into a 270-degree split roll. And then after that, you dive back down to the brakes to end a pretty short ride, but it never gets more than a walk-on when I was there. Yeah, so the day I was there, nothing was more than a walk-on, except one low-capacity Zamperla Nebula. So it's a really cool ride. I actually broke my record for most rides in one day while I was there, with 19 rides in one day. So next up at number 22 coming in at number 22, the best coaster in all of SeaWorld San Diego is Electric Eel, the premier ride Skyrocket 2. So yeah, this is definitely a hot take to put Electric Eel over Emperor. The truth is, none of their coasters are that great. They're still lacking that one standout coaster. I think their standout coaster could be like, you could make it anything. You could put a surf coaster there, and that would be their standout coaster. You could put a Raptor there. That would be their standout coaster. But Electric Eel currently is the standout coaster at SeaWorld San Diego because of the one hang time filled inversion and the ejector airtime in the back row over the drop out of the hardline roll. So yeah, it's a really fun ride, and yeah, I like it. But still lacking some depth And it's a clone after all, so that's why it only gets up to number 22 on my list. So coming in at number 21 is... Shake 7. Sorry, let's try that again. So coming in at number 21 is Thunderbolt at Six Flags New England. So this is a PTC Woody, and it has nothing to do with 6-7, by the way. Yeah, it's a PTC Woody, really underrated in my opinion. The third best coaster at Six Flags New England, I'd say. And it's a really fun ride, not rough at all. I found no hint of roughness when I rode it. I gave them good ejector on all the hills. It's just great. It's like I think when this opened in 1939, it was probably the world's best coaster. I'm telling everyone that, and I think Thunderbolt might be the world's best coaster from 1939 or earlier. So yeah, it's a really fun coaster with a lot of airtime, and it's a really long ride also, and that is why I rank it this high. So coming in at number 20 is Phobia Fear Coaster at Lake Compounce in Connecticut. So this is another skyrocket too. I put this 2 spots higher than Electric Eel because it doesn't have comfort collars. Essentially everything from Electric Eel applies here, except the trains are shorter, so you don't get ejector over the drop, but you get floater still. And the comfort collars don't apply, so that's what puts it 2 spots higher. Overall, pretty similar ride experience to Electric Eel. So coming in at number 19 is Viper at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is a really good Aero Mega Looper, the last Aero Mega Looper standing, and it's a really good ride. It gives you time and a headbang, but other than that, it's really intense. And also the pop into the mid-course gives you some good airtime. So the shoulder restraints almost ruin the ride, but it's still intense enough to be a great ride that holds up over time. So coming in at number 18 is Apocalypse at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is a GCI Twister from 2009. I really like it. It's a great, solid addition, and it can go in for like number 6 at the park, but that's still really good because Magic Mountain's lineup is stacked. But there's a GCI Woody, and yeah, kind of rough. Still really underrated, has some good pops of airtime, but it kind of dies in the second half after the station flyby, because it just really dies, and that especially translates when you're doing the final turn to the brake run. You're literally going 10 miles an hour. So yeah, it's a really good ride that dies in the second half. That's why I can only... Sorry about that. I was going to say that's why it can only go at number 18. So coming in at number 17 is Silver Bullet at Knott's Berry Farm. So this is a not that whippy B&M invert because it's, of course, the mid-2000s B&M, which offers absolutely no whip. It's a fun ride, but it can't stack up to the other invert I've ridden, Batman the Ride at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So, yeah, Silver Bullet, I'd say I can probably already confirm that Silver Bullet is the worst invert in the country. And, yeah, it's just not a good ride. I mean, it's a fun ride, but the vertical loop is a little whippy, but then, the 0G stall offers no whip, of course. The cover roll offers no whip. The corkscrews offer next to no whip. The wave turn in the middle of the 2 corkscrews at the end is a good variety, but other than that, it's just not a great ride, and the helix isn't that intense. So coming in at number 16 is the Joker at Six Flags New England. So this is a really fun SNS free spin. You basically rotate on your own axis, and it's completely randomized, so you will always get a different ride every time you ride this. but of course I've only ridden this once, it being across the country, not near my home park at all. So it's a really fun SNS free spin and a cloned ride, but for now I think it's really fun. So coming in at number 15 is Batman, The Dark Knight at Six Flags New England. So this is my favorite floorless coaster ever, just because it's perfect smooth, it doesn't have any rattle except on the last corkscrew, and it's just a great layout. I really like the first vertical loop, the corkscrews are intense, and it's also a very scenic ride. I like the theme, I like how they just put like Batman, Gotham City, Batman the Dark Knight. I like that name. That's one of my favorite coaster names ever. But I hate Batman, Gotham City, gonna escape from Arkham Asylum. Okay, yeah, so anyway, it's a really fun ride, and yeah, it definitely deserves 15 on my list. So coming in at number 14 at the same park is Superman the Ride at Six Flags New England. So this is a Intamin mega coaster. I think it's the best layout of all time. The only problem I have with it, and this is the reason it's not my number 1 but my number 14, is because it just has ultra terrible, violent, terrible restraints that should not be allowed to exist. Why can't it just have the accelerator lap bars? Who knows? Well, following the accident, they had to put something, but of course they had to put the thing that hurts you more than it already did, instead of putting something that's more safe. Like, you could put the Velocicoaster lap bars, like in my Fixing Every Coaster at Six Flags New England video. So coming in at number 13 is Wonder Woman Flight of Courage at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is the RMC Large Park Raptor model, and I thought it was really fun and intense until I rode it like a month and a half ago. So I think this is definitely the worst RMC, and I haven't even ridden all the RMCs because the airtime hills barely give any airtime. I don't even call it real airtime. And the inversions are weak. There's almost no whip. I think the only good element is the off-axis hills before the end of the ride. So coming in at number 12 is Canyon Blaster at the Adventure Dome. So this is an aero looper, really stinking intense. So it was built into an artificial mountainside inside the Adventure Dome, and it was my second indoor roller coaster. Loco was my first indoor roller coaster, and yeah. So the first 2 vertical loops are like super intense, like gray out intense. And then after that, I think you go down into like a turn into a pair of double corkscrews, and then you go into a helix in the mountain, which is pretty fun, and then into the brakes. There is a bit of headbanging on this ride though, which is a concern to watch out for while you're riding it. But anyway, it's a great ride. So coming in at number 11 is Batman the Ride at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is a B&M invert from 1994, often referred to as the Batman clone. It is my favorite invert ahead of Silver Bullet at Knott, which is not that great. It's already came up here in this video, and the reason I like this more than Silver Bullet, it's more whippy. Mid-2000s B&M doesn't give me whip, and that's my main reason that I like it more. So yeah, Batman is a very fun ride, and I think it deserves to be just outside of my top 10. But this is the top 10. The 10 best coasters I have ever ridden, and probably half of these are in the top 10 of other enthusiasts. So knocking off the list at number 10 is Accelerator the Ride. This is an Intamin accelerator, and it came from 2002. It is very problematic. In fact, I think 30% of its lifespan has been down for large amounts of time, so it's not the most reliable, but they're starting to get it turned around in these past 2 seasons. It's a really fun and really great Intamin accelerator. with a very punchy launch, my favorite launch of all time currently. And yeah, it's just a great launch. Also, that top hat is good, especially in the back row coming down from the top hat. And recently I've gotten my first front row ride on Accelerator, despite being my home park. So I think the front really definitely underwhelmed me. I'm going pretty fast. Like, you're going very fast, 82 miles an hour. You're in the front row. When wind is in your face, it should be great on paper, but in real life, it just doesn't pay out that much. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Accelerator the ride. So coming in at number 9 is, at the same park, Hang Time. So this is the Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster. I don't call it a dive coaster because it only hangs you there over the edge, but it's not a B&M dive. And yeah, the model usually doesn't have that dive drop, and I think they could really get rid of the dive drop. But anyway, it's a really fun ride. The first drop, if you're in the back row, gives great ejector, but in the front row, it only gives good floater. And in the middle, it gives somewhere in between. So then in the back, and then after the cutback, before the Cobra roll, there's a step down. In all rows, it gives ejector, but the back, it gives a wild, insane ejector, which is insane, and that's why I love it so much, and it's number 9 on here. So coming in at number 8 is Katsu, Fly at the Speed of Fear at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is a B&M flying coaster from 2006. It was when the train was actively going bankrupt. Well, they added this multi-million-dollar B&M flyer investment, and I just find that absolutely ridiculous, especially because it isn't the best ride. After all, it's a flying coaster. But my most recent ride, I had a really good ride on it, and I definitely grayed out in the pretzel loop, and that's my first time doing that in the pretzel loop. Otherwise, the rest of the layout doesn't provide any other force, but it just feels like graceful flying, and I like that. It's a good supporting ride at Magic Mountain, not a standout, but a good supporting ride at Magic Mountain. So coming in at number 7 on my list is Full Throttle at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is a Premier Rides big time looper, and yeah, this is also at Six Flags Magic Mountain besides Full Throttle, and I think I think Full Throttle is number 3 at the park, probably. No, probably number 4 at Magic Mountain. So Full Throttle is a really good ride, and I like it more than Katsu because it gives great ejector off the top of the loop. The loop offers great hang time. The twists and turns are kind of mid, but the backwards launch is cool, and going super fast up the hill thing is cool. You get in the front row, you get floater at the top at the beginning of the incline, and yeah, it's a really fun ride, and that's why I place it at number 7. Anyway, coming in at number 6 is Boulder Dash at Lake Compounds. So this is a CCI Woody from 1996, I'm pretty sure. It is my second favorite wooden coaster, a great terrain layout, spanning over 4,700 feet of track, and yeah, it's just a big wooden monster. The airtime hills at the end are nuts, but they're not the strongest, and it just doesn't have quite the intensity to go past Ghost Rider, but let me tell you, it's an amazing ride. So first you go down that first drop, somehow you're already up to 60 miles an hour. And it feels faster than 60 miles an hour. And you just keep going faster as you go through the layout, eventually hitting the bottom and just going through a bunch of airtime hills, which are nuts, give you crazy floater, and then you finally go into the brakes to end. One heck of a ride. And yeah, it's amazing. So coming in at number 5 is West Coast Racers at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is a Premier Rides full circuit dueling coaster, and this is just so awesome. The wave turns give all sorts of ejector, like lateral ejector. The whole ride gives all sorts of forces, and yeah, the helixes are surprisingly intense. The wave turns at the beginning after the launches give the ejector, and the turns give the positives, and the inversions give the hang time, and the wave turns also give the laterals, and you also get other laterals during the ride. It's just an amazing experience, and that's why it's inside my top 5. And yeah, it's just a great ride. And coming in at number 4 at Knott's Berry Farm is Ghost Rider at Knott's Berry Farm in Buena Park, California. So this is a CCI Woody from 1995, and it still holds up as one of my favorite coasters. So basically, if you couldn't tell, this is my current logo, Ghost Rider, and it has been for all the time I've had this channel, for 5 months almost now. And yeah, it's just a great CCI Woody. Well deserving of my number 4 spot, still a far cry from number 1. And it used to have number 2, the latest time I did this ranking, but now it has number 4. So it's a great wooden coaster, and I hope to get on it soon. And it is my most ridden coaster with 13 rides. So coming in at number 3, the coaster that took its spot and is the only coaster that I've ever ridden to move up 1 spot from last time is X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain. So this is Arrow's last coaster, Arrow's only 4th dimensional but spinning coaster that spins on its own axis. It's like Joker, but not randomized. And I can say confidently that this is the most crazy and out of control and out of order coaster that I have ever ridden. So first it goes into a little mini drop. It thinks it'll let you go, but then it flips you face down into an almost vertical drop, 89 degrees, 205 feet down. You reach speeds up to 76 miles an hour, go into a gigantic raven turn. You feel like you're flying. And then after that, you go into a violent lie-to-fly. And then after that, you go into a fine turn. But then after that, it's insane. You go into another lie-to-fly, but this one you like rotate on your own axis. I still have not been able to understand how this works. And then after that, you go into the most insane raven turn ever, and then go into another lie-to-fly into the brake run. And it is the most insane coaster I have ever ridden. I can say that very, 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 very confidently. And it can be a little smoother in the outside seat, but otherwise it's almost a perfect ride. Especially in the back row, that first drop felt so much unorthodox, and that was my favorite first drop of all time. So coming in at number 2, you know what this is, I'll just skip to it. So coming in at number 2 is Wicked Cyclone. You knew that. Wait, just kidding, it's actually Twisted Colossus. Wait, just kidding. Coming in at number 2 is Wicked Cyclone at Six Flags in New England. So you might have thought, this is very weird because after I wrote it, I said that was the best coaster I've ever ridden. Well, guess what? A couple days ago, I went to Magic Mountain and I got my best favorite ride ever on Twisted Colossus. We were doing the other train at night in the very back row, and that was just so fun. Yeah, so anyway, time to get to the stuff about Wicked Cyclone. So, yeah, this is, sorry about that. So this is a RMC hybrid coaster from June of 2015, and it is great. I like it a lot. I mean, I love it, but there's just too much like turning and boring turns for me to love it so much. Yeah, so you go down the first drop. That's easily one of my favorite first drops ever. And then you go into a boring overbank. But then after that, you go into a speed hill, which is absolutely insane. Then you go into a zero-G stall, which gives you good hang time. And then you do a little turn, a little hill. That gives you a tiny bit of floater. And then you go into a double down. The top of the double down gives you floater. The second part of the double down gives you violent ejector. So then you go into another violent ejector hill, into a turn, into another hill, and then it goes like that in a whole circle for another minute, but it really dies in the third lap in that whole other circle, which is what brings it down from Twisted Colossus. So anyway, coming in at number 1, You know this. Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain for the second time in a row. So this is my number one, ahead of Wicked Cyclone, for a good reason. First of all, the first sequence is amazing. And yeah, you just go over that first drop, the speed hill is fine, but then that rise up is full of ejector, which I love, and then the high five gives good floater on the blue side, which I'm talking about first. And after that high five on the blue side, you're going to rise up and then go down into a speed hill, and then into another ejector-filled hill that time. And then after that ejector hill, you go in, and that ejector hill is similar to the one after the double down on Wicked Cyclone. So after that, you go into a double up on the blue side, and then you go into an outer bank into brakes. The part about this ride that really pushes it over the edge is that you get to go again. After that, you go up the left hill. Hopefully you duel, and that's what puts it over the edge also. Hopefully you duel, and then once you get to the top, it's about the same. The starting is the same, but then you rise up into an outer bank into a high five, but this one is a lot crazier and a lot more lateral intense. So then after that, you rise up into a double down, which is amazing. After that, you go straight up into the Top Gun stall, which is the ejector hill on the blue side below you, and they're being launched up into you as if you want to fall down into that. It's a weird feeling if you consider both forces at once. So then after that, you go into a double up, this time another outer bank, but to the other way and into the brakes. And this thing can run 3 trains, which is really cool, and it duels sometimes, and we almost got a double duel that time that pushed it over the edge for me. So yeah, that's why Twisted is my number one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please like and subscribe. This took me ages to make, and I will be delivering more content soon. Please like and subscribe, and have a good one. Bye!